guys, welcome to the channel. I've just took delivery of a 2 1/4 fossil burning Series 3 Land Rover. Not this one, it's outside. I'm just filming this bit in here because it's a bit quieter in here. Yeah, the owner says to me, this was a couple of weeks ago, said the core plug had came out. Not too unusual, it does happen. They get weak. You can't always see because they rot from the inside out. So they'll look perfectly fine on the outside, and then all of a sudden it pops out. So yeah, he's took it to the garage to have the core plug, have a new core plug put back in. And the garage, so when we've put the core plug in, when we fill it up, there's water coming out of the dipstick. Right, this is where things get a bit confusing, because as you're going to see in a minute, I'll take you out to have a look in a minute. It's clearly, it was cold at the time. It wasn't ridiculously cold. For the water in the engine block to freeze up, it takes a lot of cold. For an engine block to freeze up and the water to freeze up in an engine block, a cast iron block can cause a 12-inch crack down the side of the block. That's more than one night of frost to do that, or what I suspect has happened, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So yeah, let me get the camera off this stand and I'll take you out and go and have a look. Right, let's have a look. I'll try and get down there without putting my hand in front of the camera. It's a bit awkward. The crack runs all the way along the side of the block and it's about 12 inches long. I've never seen that. In fact, is that even got new core plugs in it? I can't. Apparently this had a new core plug put in it. None of them are new. They've been battered, but they're not new. I assume it's that middle one's popped out and they've put the old one back in. Right. What I suspect has happened, what I'm pretty sure has happened, the only time I've ever seen that before in my life is when the engine is overheated and basically what's happened is it's had not had enough water in it. The engine's got really silly red hot, and they've filled the radiator up with cold water. And what you do that, and you get this almighty pop, and it cracks the block. The sudden change in temperature cracks the cast iron block, and it's just, once it's done, it's done. There's no repairing that. Yeah, that's dead. That's dead. Luckily, I've got a spare engine for him, so I'm going to put him another engine in. Right, so that's a 12-inch crack down the side of the block. It'd take a lot of cold to do that. Yeah, you hear stories. I mean, this was only a couple of weeks ago, and it was down the south of England where it doesn't get super freezing all the time. And we wasn't having a mad freeze when it happened. So I think what's happened is that they've put the core plug back in. They've started the engine up. They've got it hot, and then they've filled the radiator up, and it's cracked the block. Of course, the garage would never admit that. It's the only time I've ever seen anything like that. In this country anyway, with not even in the thick of winter. It'd take a big freeze to do that. It'd take a really big freeze. But yeah, that's what the core plugs are for. So if it gets that frozen and the ice, it does freeze up inside, and it starts expanding, it pops the core plugs before it'll crack the block. That is what it's for. You know what I mean? And there's 3 plugs down that side. It'll pop. But Right, well, what I'll do, I'll time-lapse a bit of video into this one. I'm rambling on again. I'll time-lapse a bit of video into this one of me stripping down. I'm not going to go into major detail stripping it down. I have got, let's see if I can get you there, under that old towel there. I've got an engine to go in it. It just needs building up. I've done loads of engine build videos, so I'm not going to go into major detail over it. Yeah, I'll probably just put a bit of time-lapse on this. I just thought I'd give you a bit of warning. Yeah, the moral of the story, really, if you like, is yeah, if your engine overheats and you realise it needs water in it, let it cool all the way down first, all the way down. The sudden shock of the cold water, you've got expanded cast iron. Metal expands when it gets hot. You've got expanded cast iron, and you've got the sudden shrinkage of the cold water comes in and it shrinks it, but it only shrinks, it doesn't shrink all the cast iron all at the same time. So it shrinks in different rates depending on where the temperature, and it cracks. Doomed. You'll know when you've done it, because as soon as you do it, you'll put the cold water in it, it'll just crack and start leaking water out. The garage never said anything about that. The garage told me, because I spoke to him on the phone, he told me that water was coming out the dipstick. That is critical water coming out the side of the block, and there's no way you could not have seen that. He had no knowledge of that whatsoever, apparently. Why did he know? He just said to me on the phone, oh yeah, he's got a crack down the side of the engine. This is a mechanic, a proper mechanic. He just said to me on the phone, he's got a crack. Yeah, my imaginary phone, I've got a real one. He just said to me on the phone, he's got a crack down the side of the block. He's pissing water out. But there we go. Right, I'll put a bit of time lapse on this and me stripping that down. I just took the rocker cover off. Wow, that's in a state that is. To get all that water up there like that, all the oily water up there like that. I'd actually guess they ran it like that as well, with the water in the bottom. If you look, if I pull the dipstick out, look how far up the dipstick it comes. They've just left it sat in water. Wowee, what a state. Let's see how this goes. At the wrong angle for it, I'm going to get my hand covered in it. But look at that, pure water. Pure water, that. Don't know if you're getting this on video, but I hope so. Oh my god. Bucket's going to be full in a minute. Bucket's full. Oh, I'm wet through. That's it. Oil's coming out now. Finally we get oil. We struck oil. Well, looks like they put antifreeze in it. Wowee. That's finally sludgy oil coming out. So this is, well, it's Tuesday now. It was Sunday I was messing around with the engine block. Or was it Friday? I can't remember. I'm about 2 hours in. What it is, I'm doing bits as and when I can, fitting them in between other stuff. Yesterday I had a lot on. I didn't even touch it yesterday. I had a lot of other stuff on. So I'm about 2 hours in, and that's where we're at. The engine is out, heads off, and look at the size of that crack. It's the biggest crack I've ever seen, and it's dirty. Dirty bitch. Right, let's have a look. You have to excuse the mess. There is stuff everywhere. What did I say? 12-inch crack? Yeah, 12-inch crack. That's a good guess. Although, they do say what you can see, always go past it. So, you can see up to there. Oh, sorry, get you in view. You can see the crack up to there, so it's probably actually weak up to an inch past it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shelve this engine block for now, and I might, if I get time in the future, use it as an experimental block. See if I can fix that crack. It's doable. It is doable. It's just whether I can do it. You know what I mean? But you don't know until you try these things. You've got to have a go. If you don't try it, you'll never do it, will you? So that's the. Let me get up from here. That's the engine that's going in it. You'll have to forgive because I have got stuff everywhere. I've got 2 projects on the go now. Right, just bear with me. Yeah, sorry, the door was flapping around and I didn't want it to get caught in the wind. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, I've just got to finish bolting engine mounts and bits like that onto that one, and then that can go in. I'll not bother filming it as such. I might just put a bit of time lapse on there or something, and I'll get that in. I've done videos on that before, so I'll just be repeating and taking up time. What's left to do? I might try and clean that flywheel housing off a bit on that one. That's had all new camshaft, timing gear and all that lot on it, as did that one not so long ago, and it looks, I might be able to save that and use it on another project, although it has been sat in water. I'll see how it goes. I'll clean it up, I'll get it in the parts washer, get it properly cleaned up. In fact, I might not put it in the parts washer because that fluid that I've got from Machine Mart, which is down there, does tend to send things very rusty. So I think I'll just clean that down with a brake cleaner and shelve that up. That'll be perfect for another engine. That's also got a new camshaft in it as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the water hasn't damaged it. I haven't taken it out yet, but I'll find out. Well, obviously I haven't taken it out, it's still in there. I said that's got a new one in it anyway, so there's no point taking it out just yet. Right, so what I'll do is I'll build this up now. I've just got a timing case cover to put on it, which is there. I've got engine mounts to put on properly, and then that can go in and stay in. And yeah, I'll just put the head on and stuff like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong and that gets in today. Right, while the weather's half decent. So I might put a bit of time lapse in, or you might just see it when it's done, when it's in. I don't know, see how long it takes me. See how much time I get on it today. Right guys, we're in. I decided not to bother filming putting it all together. I've done loads of videos on that before, so I just thought I'd get cracked on dodging the absolute torrential piss pouring rain and get it in. I need to put another earth strap on it. That earth strap that's on isn't very good. What else have I got? The rocker cover's dribbling a bit there. I need to put some sealant or something on it, or just try and get it in a bit better. Front end needs going on. But this isn't going to be a first start. This is but Here we go. Yeah, can't complain at that. That's running sweet. The camera, it's got an auto thing on it, you know, to counteract wobbling and shaking and moving. It makes the engine look like it's wobbling in water. Well, that's what I can see on this screen anyway. Yeah, nothing major to report on this now. It's all good. On to the next project, which will be this can go back. It'll probably be next week now when this goes back to its owner. A couple of little bits and bobs just need to tidy up on it and finish up. I've got some paint, I need to touch that up there. The rubber, the garage is out, has obviously had the bonnet off completely and lost the rubber on there, so when it's when they've shut the bonnet up, it's took all the paint off of there. Yeah, the bottom end that came out of it is, I'm going to shelve it for now. In fact, hold on a minute. This bottom end here, I'm going to shelve it for now. I'm not just going to chuck it straight in the scrap heap, because I might at some point use this as a bit of a guinea pig to try and stitch that up. It'll be a bit of a challenge because I'm not sure if this crack actually comes around the bottom of there and then so far into where that little tap is. If I can turn it, I'm not sure if you can see it there. I'm not sure if it's cracked there or not. So it's going to be a challenge, but I like a challenge, and it's something I've never done before. So yeah, I've also been told I've got another engine where the hot spots have come loose, and it's dented the hot spot, bouncing up and down, dented all that. I just show it in an earlier video. I've been told that is repairable, that is weldable. So yeah, we'll see about that as well. Probably later on in the year. But yeah, it looks horrible mess. It looks like it's bleeding all over the place. As you can see, it's an absolute mess in here. I was outside working happily, glorious sunshine. Tools out so I could find everything. Absolute torrential thunderstorm came down. It's seconds. Within seconds, everything was absolutely drenched, so everything got dragged in. But yeah, so as always, thanks for watching, guys. This is just a bit of a, well, I was pottering about video with that Land Rover. I'm back on numbnuts. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Yeah, I might be back on numbnuts on Friday for a first start. Fingers crossed that'll go to plan. I'm just looking at my face. My face is absolutely filthy. Yeah, and then we can crack on with the build on that now. We can now the compressor's here and plumbed in and everything. I can crack on with the paint and start getting that actually done. I've got everything I need to put that together, apart from time at the minute. So yeah, Friday I'll be back on that. Get that ready for a cold start and a first start, should I say. What else is there? I tidy up in this bloody absolute mess. It's what happens when you've got a small garage, small for me anyway, and several projects all going on at the same time. Right, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and yeah, I'll see you soon.